Beijing in the yellow was the favorite heading into the tournament and cruised through the group stage to reach the final, where they met their biggest rival Shandong. Now, Shandong scored the first 2 tries of the game to take a 10-0 lead early in the second half. About 2.5 minutes into the half, there was a scuffle on Beijing's end of the field and play was stopped momentarily, and then Beijing maintained possession for another play. But after the Beijing player was tackled from behind, Shandong scooped up the ball and eventually ran it in for a third try, making the score 15-0. But Beijing players thought there was a foul on the play and the score shouldn't have counted, and not only that, they wanted a penalty kick too. But the referee, who was from Spain, counted the try and just let play continue. So check this out. On the ensuing kickoff, Beijing players refused to continue playing and just stood there grouped together toward the sideline while Shandong continued to play the game. Over the final 6+ minutes of the game, Shandong kept scoring and scoring at will, while Beijing did nothing to defend them, essentially giving up, throwing in the towel, if you will. When the referee blew the final whistle, the score read Shandong 71, Beijing 0. Later on Tuesday night, the Beijing delegation apologized for throwing the match, saying that they held an urgent meeting following the game, strongly criticized the rugby team, and decided to severely punish those responsible for the scandal. The letter also urged all Beijing athletes to learn from what had happened and respect the referees, opponents, and spectators in all competitions. The team itself also issued an apology shortly thereafter. A bizarre sight there on the rugby field and a pretty indefensible decision by the Beijing players there, at least at first glance. Now you hate to see a team just give up like that. Well, you can be sure that when controversy strikes, netizens here in China will be all over the news, sharing their opinions on both sides of the coin. We went to CNET.com to check out what Chinese fans had to say.
The bad temper of city people. Those players forgot what their duty is.
Not even a little sporting spirit. God.
So much ballyhoo in the national games. How do you break this negative atmosphere? I say it's time to hand out some punishments.
Beijing losers? There must have been some errors in judgment. What an embarrassment.
I support this kind of action. When you face unfairness, you need to fight back.
When there's a protest, they always say the players have no morals, but no one blames the ref. When the refs make a wrong call, they always say it's part of the game and expect hard-working players to accept it without objection. This is unfair. Whether or not players have the right to strike should come from fair, just, and open sporting spirit.
Was it a controversial call? It was clearly an illegal score that goes against the spirit of competitive sports.